Hey everybody. Oh, I should have rotated this. Whoops a daisy. I'll give it a try. Why is it rotating that way? I don't know. Anyway, I missed, whoopsie. I missed Mike's, oh my camera's really dirty. I missed Mike's stream about Kim Blandino because I was working, and that's a really great view. Okay, well, just gonna make this work. So I have 20 minutes, like literally, before I have a meeting. So if anybody wants to log on, I can answer some questions. I know a few people had questions about like magistrate versus judge, which I somewhat covered in one of mine a while back. But magistrates are a statute-driven person, so it's not like an elected position. Hi guys, nice to see all of you. Yeah, tough day today. Yes, it was a very tough day today. So anyway, so judges are elected, and oh geez, that was a drop. And magistrates are appointed. So a magistrate can take pleas, they can set bonds, they can do arraignments. Hey Bob, but they cannot do sentencings. So my game face, yeah, I think, don't I always have my game face on? Something like that. So that's really a difference. So magistrates, oftentimes in our county anyway, are the ones that are setting the initial bond, especially if it's on a weekend. There's an on-call magistrate for arraignments for anybody that gets picked up. Oh, my hair is, it's a little humid in Michigan, so a little rough today. Hey Ryan, nice to see you. So any questions? Now again, when I do this, I don't know if I can like look at these. Can I look at all of them? Live chat. Oh, I can kind of see a few back, so look at that. So if anybody has questions, I'm literally sitting here waiting for all of my other directors to show up because we have our fair board meeting. These are our monthly meetings for the St. Joseph County Grange Fair. There are, let's see, I don't know how many directors, I should probably know that. But we have our committees, and we just got our committees. And so we're meeting for our monthly meeting. Mr. Baldwin's case, I don't know what that one is, so sorry. Let's see. Different setting in the courtroom, your camera made you look more direct. I mean, I don't know. I think it's because, honestly, I don't know why it does that. But when it's on in the courtroom, I'm looking up over top of it. And then when I'm reading things, because I didn't have my extra screen today, I didn't think I needed it. It's kind of weird because I feel like my eyeballs are like moving back and forth. Toughest case I've had to prosecute? I don't know. I got a lot of tough ones, but some of them are still going on, so I can't really do anything about that. 93 days instead of 90. It's just statutory. Some of the crimes are 90-day max, some are 93-day max, so it just depends. Sometimes the ordinances, which are the city and village version of the criminal statutes, are 90-day, and the state are 93. Why does it keep like disappearing? Chat, do magistrates have to be attorneys? No, they do not. And actually, 2 of our magistrates, 3 of our magistrates are not attorneys. Let's see. And news on the goat front, Jim. You know my heart. No, nothing new other than we got a few new goat ladies on the Davis Ranch. They're boar goats, so a little different than what we've done before. I'm not sure how it's going to work out. They don't seem to like the sheep. So I'm not really sure if we're going to keep them. Did I see my signature eye roll? Oh, Julie, stop it. Yes, Susie, I had a great weekend with my family. The weather was gorgeous today, or this weekend, not today, it's really crappy. But this weekend it was really pretty, on Saturday specifically. Let's see, but no baby goats yet. Let's see. Why is TJ the coolest? I mean, because he's from where I'm from. Let's see, what else we got? Kate, seriously? Ticklish? I mean, isn't everybody ticklish? The judge and prosecutor colluded to get a defendant to plead guilty and use that confession as future evidence or knowledge. Yeah, I mean, a judge and a prosecutor cannot collude together to get somebody to plead guilty. So that by itself, even if they never use it again, is not correct. You can't do that. Uh, Julie, honestly, I've not been paying very close attention. I am a terrible, terrible person with news and keeping up on those things. Yes, Stargazer. Lawyers and judges do get summoned for jury duty. Who was talking about that the other day? We literally just had that come up. Oh, Artie was talking about it. That one of the, I want to say it's the justice of their Supreme Court where he's at, got called for jury duty, and they did not exclude him. Around here, no, everybody wants to get out of jury duty, which makes me sad. I always wanted to be on a jury. I thought it'd be really fun, but I think those days are behind me now, unfortunately. Kate, stop it. All right. Paul, upcoming hearing, expungement hearing. Oh, interesting. I don't think it's in my jurisdiction. I haven't seen your name anyway. I'm not really sure where you're from. But anytime you're doing an expungement hearing or a set-aside, you want to provide facts to the court about why you should have the privilege of having it set aside. At least in Michigan anyway, it's not a right that you just get it set aside because you ask. You have to have good reason to do so. And again, it's not just like, hey, I want it set aside, so I should. You gotta qualify for it and then give those reasons why the court should. All right. Okay. If the defendant gives a factual, the judge rejects the plea agreement. I mean, it's generally not sworn testimony. I mean, in our courts anyway, so the only thing I would say is if they did end up going to trial and they wanted to get on the stand, they could be impeached maybe with that statement against their interest. But other than that, it's not like it's a sworn statement. Oh, come on. Sorry, hopefully you don't see my finger on the screen here. Do I band my goats? Yes, unfortunately, we have to band them. Only the boys. I think in your TikTok. I don't know what that is. One thing I would change about the public's attitude toward the legal system if I could. I would want people to trust the legal system more. There's a lot of people that are mistrustful about it, and probably for good reason. I mean, you get one bad prosecutor, one bad judge, one bad attorney that does something, and it really does taint the entire system. So I would like to say that those are the very minority of judges and prosecutors and attorneys. So I wish that people would trust the system more. And I wish that people would not be so bummed about jury duty. Like, we need good people on juries, not just people who have nothing better to do, right? We want people that are interested in it and are willing to listen and give an opinion. Oh, everybody wants to hear the opinions, right? I have not looked at the Bill Cosby Supreme Court decision, sorry. And your TikTok is be sarcastic. Oh, I'm super sarcastic. I speak fluent sarcasm. Alright, well there you go. KK, you moved to St. Joe County and be a juror. Bob, same for you. Oh, just because law enforcement background? Shoot, we had an attorney's wife on the jury pool the other day. She was all excited. She really wanted to do it. Okay, oopsie. Every time I try to click on these and see, makes my eyes cross. Was law your first career, and what made you decide to go to law school? Yes, this was my first career. I went to law school because I always found it interesting, I guess. They gave me a good scholarship, and that's another reason. My father-in-law, my husband's stepfather, was an attorney in Colon, and he said if I went, then he would basically give me a place to work, which it's always nice, right? And I knew I was going to live in this same area because that's where my husband was going to live. Bob, hello there. Look at you. Thank you very much. Thanks, Paul. I appreciate that. Yeah, I can't really talk about cases from today, but I think you all know what my feelings are. Oh, Suzanne, I mean, I imagine like jury duty in Los Angeles is significantly different from jury duty in St. Joe County, Michigan. So, I mean, I get you there. I don't think self-sis will ever go away. And yes, it is your civic duty to do jury duty. Tom, I think you do have to be a registered voter. I think that's the only way that they were getting the roster for jury pools, but I could be wrong about that. Creative ideas about meth. And I mean, we've tried treatment courts, we've tried, I don't know what else there's to do. We tried locking people up, we tried treatment courts, and I think that part of it is starting with the youth. If we can prevent the younger generations from getting hooked on methamphetamine, maybe we have some hope to close it out around here. It's probably never going to go away, which is really unfortunate, but at least maybe we can slow it down. I do think frauditing should be illegal. I think it's a form of harassment and public disturbance, and I don't think it serves the purpose for which the people claim it does. I don't think it's really helping the system at all. Yes, going after the dealers instead of users. And obviously, law enforcement does the best they can to follow the chain, but, I think that the average user is more likely to just be pulled over for a traffic stop or something like that versus somebody who's moving large amounts. What do I do to not become jaded? I don't know. What do I do? I have my farm animals that keep me happy. No, Lincoln, that sounds like a terrible idea. Don't be stabbing hot air balloons. Rock and roll judge, yes. I'm not sure about the methadone clinics. Judge Middleton has expressed multiple times that the methadone clinics were not the answer, and I tend to agree with him on that. It seems like the people that are using methadone as a maintenance, yes, it has kept them off of different street drugs, but it has created a whole nother level of addiction to that particular drug. So unless you have a plan to wean off of it, which it seems that the methadone clinics don't want people to wean off of it because they were getting paid for how many people are on it. So I don't know the answer to that. Easy Money Rodney, RICO Act. Oh, too much to get into with these things. Do you ever think you as a prosecutor that you're ever too lenient? There's always times where you're like, I probably should have come down harder on that person. Yeah, Trevor, it is still snowing out here. It's actually like these weird little pebbles of snow right now. I don't even know what you call it. Yeah, the mental health system is jacked up, for lack of a better term. And I hate saying that because I strongly believe that mental health treatment is so important for people, and it coincides with addiction, right? Co-occurring substance abuse treatment, substance abuse with your mental health issues. So it is extremely important that people take care of their mental health, but the access to that care is underfunded. It's difficult for people to get into. The main one that we have in our county is the community mental health, which is the state funded, but they don't take people with private insurance. And to find somebody that takes your private insurance is not easy. So I think that that's a huge issue that I wish that we would be able to tackle somehow. And trauma. Yeah, absolutely, Ryan. That too, when you have traumatic experiences as a child or a young adult, oftentimes that leads to drug use to kind of numb that pain. What is my favorite day of the week? Ooh, I don't know. I really like Fridays and Saturdays. Who gets the funds collected as fines? Those go part to our county, part to the state, as I recall. And yes, addiction in some situations, definitely a medical, not just a criminal. But again, if we're trying to help people, then you either got to accept the help and stop doing the criminal activities, or it's going to be treated as a criminal case. No, I've not met anybody that tried to use laws from another county or another country. I'll have to check that out, Ryan. Jim, this whole driving suspended thing drives me up a wall, and I don't have an answer to it. And there was the reform done where people were getting their licenses unsuspended for the non-payment of fines and costs. Like that used to be FCJs, like failure to comply with judgment. You would get your license suspended for not paying your tickets, right? And then people just rack these all up. But the problem is there are people that just don't care and they keep driving and they're not paying and they just keep driving around. Happened today where looking at the driving record, terrible driving record, at-fault accidents, speeding, that sort of thing. So that's going to be dealt with. Does everyone get a free lawyer in 3B? I mean, in a perfect world, they would be screening people for need. In the real world, the judges just give everybody an attorney. So, I mean, yeah, I guess they're free. Not really free because you still have to pay a little bit at the time of sentencing. I'm not sitting in a car wash. That's my sunroof and it's melting rain, snow mix. It stopped now at least, so the fairgrounds, if I turn this, you can see the fairgrounds. Look, oh, the fairgrounds, so pretty this time of year. One of you just asked like what time of year to visit St. Joe County, Michigan. Not March. I mean, April's still a little bit muddy. May, June, July, August, September, October, November. That's about it. December, unless you, I mean, if you really like snow, maybe. January, bad idea. February, also bad idea. So there you go. Okay, let's see. What are my thoughts on it? Okay, so we have also had, I don't know what the cash-free bill reform is, but we had some bond reform here where basically people are presumed to get a PR bond, which means you don't have to put up any money. No cash, no need to get a surety or anything like that. But there are exceptions, like assaultive crimes, or if you have a history of assaultive crimes or other felonies or whatever. But in general, I think it's been good. You know, I don't know how it is for the bonding companies that used to make a lot of money on it. Okay. Mental health crisis team that works with police. No, not that I'm aware of. That would be nice. The officers are trained in like de-escalation techniques and how to identify mental health issues so that it doesn't create bigger problems, but we don't have like a team specifically. Let's see. Do you think the courtroom's being streamed on Zoom? Yeah, I mean, that's the benefit of them staying on YouTube. I mean, there's definitely different opinions in our courthouse, in our office, whatever, but I think as a whole it definitely has helped people understand what goes on in the court process. It can be super boring and mundane, it can be interesting, but especially for landlord-tenant, it used to be like this big secret, like how do you evict people if you're a landlord and you don't do it often. Now you can kind of sit and watch and go through it and have an idea of what you need to do. Alright, let's see. Do I use or make goat's milk and cheese? Yes, occasionally. Like once I have to start milking, which typically midsummer through the fair in September, then yeah, we do use the milk. My kids drink it if I collect it properly. It doesn't taste goaty or whatever. So I have tried to make cheese, have not been super successful at it. So, you know, can't be good at everything. Let's see. Useless farm from Ontario. I'm not sure. Is that the girl with the emus? Because if so, I love those. Wrongful termination cases for employees. Depending on your state, I mean, I guess in Michigan there would be attorneys that handle like employment law. That would be the one that you would go to. Officers are constantly killing people during welfare checks. That's not what a welfare check is supposed to be, so that's unfortunate. They probably need to do some training. Summers aren't too hot, Tom. Perfect. Just perfect. Oh, thanks, Susie Q. Hello from Florida. The cop today. Yeah. I'm not going to talk about it, but I think you guys can figure out from my facial expressions mostly what I'm thinking. Oh, come on. Comments, where are you? Oopsie. I click on things that like makes me go around. Let's see. Yes, fentanyl is unfortunately being put in a lot of things, and that's what's so scary is people don't realize. You think you're getting like marijuana or something, but if you're not getting it from like a dispensary or something that has, you know, some legal backing on it, you could get something that you really were not expecting, and it's really scary. Okay. Puerto Rico, is it always warm in Puerto Rico? I kind of feel like it must be. Tell the defendant who committed a crime on a sleeping pill like Ambien. I have not that I can remember. I do remember years ago there was somebody that got resisting and obstructing, and it was like they were on some new medication and they didn't know how it was going to affect them, and so I think it worked out with a plea agreement or something where, you know, voluntary intoxication is not a defense. So voluntary intoxication by drugs or alcohol. But if it's a medication that you prescribed and you had like no reason to know that it was going to negatively affect you so much, it would probably be worthy of bringing up by a defense attorney. The courts are open, so yeah, you can drop in. We have a lot of preliminary examinations tomorrow. Yes, Tom, animal lover for sure. Well, guys, I said like 20 minutes. It's been 21. People are streaming in for this meeting. Super excited. So, last few questions. Teddy, yes, there have been mothers that won't stop smoking marijuana, but I don't deal with them. It's more of a family court abuse neglect. Who would I like to see play the... Oh, who would you like to play on the big screen? Like as me? I don't know, I'd have to think about that. I'm really bad at following actors these days. Let's see, 20, I know, Kevin, 21 minutes. Look at me go. What was the most challenging or memorable defense that's been brought against a case you prosecuted? I mean, remember, I like haven't been a full-time prosecutor, but for like a year, so there's not really that many good defenses, right? By the time it gets to the point where we're having a trial or the case has been authorized, there's usually not a whole lot of defenses you can have. I'm sure I'll think of a good one though. Maybe next stream. I'll try to come prepared. All right. Yes, lots of hugs for the babies. Alethea, I think it's how you see it. Stephanie, no problem. You're welcome. Brutal Bob, thank you. Bob Bong, wherever you are, thanks for moderating. Not sure if you had to, but if you had to do anything, thanks. Oh, Paul, thank you. Appreciate that. All right, guys. Well, it's going to be a real rager in a second here, talking about the fairs. So that's also a great time to visit is during Fair Week. So, what is it, third week of September. The website is centralvillefair.com. Check it out. But yeah, you're welcome for the Q&A. I've been really delinquent about getting live streams going, so I probably need to be a little better. But hey, my dad's pulling in next to me. He's gonna be super excited because I got a foot-long sub from Subway like I did last time for the meeting. So he loves that California Baja Fresh one, whatever it's called, the turkey one. So, all right, guys, it's been fun. I am gonna peace out so I can be on time and go sit with my dad. So talk to you later, guys. Still going. I don't know. Mike is lost. Oh, there's the X. All right, I found the X. It's on my phone. It's weird.